What's up, Robert? How you doing, buddy? All righty. What's going on, everyone? Make sure we're all right. So, all my favorite website people, what is going on? How is everyone this evening? We are doing 2024 Tops Pro Debut. Pick your team break number 192. Thank you all for joining. As always, thank you all for going to the website. I don't know why it takes so much convincing with people, but I feel it works out for everyone. You guys tend to get cheap teams cheaper. It makes life easier on me, but I feel like I'm throwing, constantly begging people to come over here. Like we have people who buy on eBay from us every single week who have never come to the website, which doesn't make sense to me at all. Because I even tell them like you'll save money if you go to the website, but I don't know. What do I don't know. All you can do is keep asking, and you guys are all here, so I know it's the smart play. So. I thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys for going there. All right, so we got it easy. We know spiel. All right, we're doing a website, but let's go over the teams real quick and we'll get into it. D-backs, Robert H. Braves, William D. Orioles, Edward K. Red Sox, Jeffrey L. Cubs, Eric G. White Sox, Jeffrey L. Reds, Eric G. Guardians, Carl J. Rockies, Robert H. Tigers, Jeremy J. Royals, Brian R. Astros, Jeffrey L. Angels, Robert H. Dodgers, Jeremy J. Brewers, Edward K. Twins, Chris F. Marlins, Robert H. Mets, Rich L. Yankees, Tim P. A's, Stephen K. Phillies, Jeremy J. Pirates, Jeffrey L. Cardinals, Ben A. Padres, Robert H. Giants, Ben A. Mariners, Doug P. Rays, Stephen K. Rangers, Sam T. Blue Jays, Robert H. And Nationals, Doug P. You are, Chris. You got the Twinnies, bud. So I'm gonna bring this up to you guys because your website, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen these. They technically come out tomorrow. I've had them for a few days. So it's Leaf Trinity in a mega box, where they're guaranteed to have one memorabilia hit in them, plus 2 steel cards, 7 base cards, and some of them have autographs in them too. I'm gonna post them on the website probably tomorrow. I'm waiting for the checklist, or I'm waiting to find out if the checklist is the same as regular Trinity or not. And it's gonna be a pretty cheap break. I mean, we'll probably do it like $10 break at like $13 a spot or something like that. But they seem kind of cool, so we'll probably have some of these posted tomorrow. I would have posted them a day or two ago. I just don't have, not sure about the checklist yet. So that's coming up. We'll have some of that posted probably tomorrow. Rich, what's going on, buddy? Rich, you going to the show this weekend? I don't know if you're in town. All righty. Let's open some cards. Good luck, everyone. All right, starting out for the Angels, Dario Laverdad, Laverde, Laverdad, Laverde, Laverde, Laverde. For Robert. Oh, I got you. Okay. Albert Rios Chrome. Yeah, I actually kind of went out of my way to try to make sure I don't have anything else this weekend to try and make it up there one day. 45 of 175, Calvin Harris for the White Sox. For Jeffrey. No, I'm looking for an Ohtani auto. That's why I'm on the hunt for a good Ohtani auto. Teamer Johnson on the Topps Chrome 10 of 75 for the Pirates. For Jeffrey. It would be fun to go up and spend a lot of money, but honestly, usually when I go to those shows, there's two things. I'm either looking for personal stuff or I'm looking for giveaway stuff. Like sometimes I run across some crazy old stuff that people are trying to get rid of cases of that I can use for giveaways and stuff like that. So, like 3 or 4 years ago, I ran into a guy who had cases of those Desert Storm cards. So I bought a bunch of those from him. You know, just stuff that might be different or interesting that I can give away and find some decent deals on. Like a lot of times you can find that stuff at those shows too. So, Tarot on the Chrome. Yeah, that's what, what's his name? Daryl, who was in there earlier, he was talking about. What did he finish at? Did you, Robert? Ass man. For the 20s, number 22 of 199, Brandon Winokur. For Chris. You know what was weird? I put on Seinfeld. So I have this thing when I go to sleep, I need noise to sleep to. I know some people are that way, and some people are like, no, it needs to be completely silent. And I not only like noise, I like dialogue. That's the noise I like. Like I like to hear people talking. So I put on very specific things when I go to sleep, and I make you laugh. The thing I put on the most is The West Wing. You guys remember the show The West Wing? Because there's a ton of dialogue in that show. Adrian Santana Chrome, and I mean the show was great when it was on. But I mean I've literally played like every episode like 100 times because at night when I go to bed, I'll just turn it on wherever it's at and just let it play and fall asleep to it. And then the next night when I go to bed, I'll just put it back on wherever it was. And it's just something about voices makes me sleep. I don't know why. But a lot of times if I'm trying to find something new or just change it up, I'll go a lot of times to like comedies like that because there's a lot of dialogue and that type of stuff. And I put on Seinfeld like a week ago one night and ended up watching like the first 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes of Seinfeld were not very good. Like Noble Meyer. I know it's been talked about a lot of times how they were like getting canceled after their first 6 episodes or whatever, and then I don't know, something happened that kept them on the air, and then they got. But I kind of realize why they weren't very good the first few episodes. Like, I was like, you should skip to next year's a lot better. Cam Collier for the Reds. 310 to 60. Yeah, that's what he said. That's crazy. King of Queens. I don't think I've ever done that one. Yeah, no, I have a whole lineup of stuff. It's crazy. If I could tell you, there's movies. I'm trying to think of other TV shows. West Wing is a huge one because they talk so much in that show. If you ever really listen to that show, the dialogue is insane. I'm trying to think of other big ones. Rainer Arias for the Giants, X Factor. Like, there's a bunch of movies that I can fall asleep to too. You guys are gonna laugh at some of these that I pull out. There's a movie called 13 Days with Kevin Costner, which is a great movie, but again, ton of dialogue. um, and JFK is a good one too. There's a ton of dialogue in JFK also. Um, what other ones? There's an old movie. This is going to be a good one for some of you older guys called The Paper with what's his name? Why can't I think of his name all of a sudden? Monk. I've never tried Monk. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of his name right now. Like one of the most famous actors ever. Michael Keaton. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. And that movie's from like the early '90s. That's another one. Ton of dialogue in it. Um, let's see what else. Johnny Farmello for The Nuts. There's another movie called The Big Year. And if you've never actually seen the movie's actually really good and it's interesting. I find it interesting with Jack Black, Owen Wilson, and Steve Martin. And it, if you've never seen it, you're gonna think I'm crazy when I tell you what it's about. It's about bird watching. There's a thing in the bird watching community called a big year where you basically take a area, whether it be the whole country, like North America or the state of Pennsylvania or whatever, and you try to recognize as many species of birds in that time. And this apparently is a very big thing. I'd never heard of it before, and they made a movie about it. It's from probably like 10 years ago, Figuero. And it's a funny movie. It's good, but there's a ton of dialogue in it too. That's the bird movie. That's right. It's actually a really good movie if you've never seen it. If one day you're sitting there looking for something to watch, I'm telling you, watch A Big Year. You will be like amazed at how interesting the world of bird watching can be. Trying to think what else. I'm trying to think of other TV shows. There's actually some recent movies. That one, Rainer Arias for the Giants, and Dylan Head for the Padres, number 63 of 199. There's a movie on Netflix that just came on this year about the Chicago Seven. That's another one, ton of dialogue. So I have a whole lineup of them that I can go to any of them, and they put me to sleep. And that's kind of the funny thing about my wife says something. She's like, "Why do you care? You fall asleep in like 5-10 minutes anyway." I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's I'm just nuts for some reason. A big year, yeah, I'm telling you. I highly recommend that movie. Just it's fascinating to be honest with you that people would actually do this. Like this big year thing. See, now I'm going to talk about it. For those of you who don't know what it is, like it's all done on like the truth, like just like the truth system. Brandon Barria and these people go out and like the big one to do is like North America. So or the United States, I guess it is. They never really say in the movie. I guess it's the United States. And these people like over the course of a year will literally travel like hundreds of thousands of miles back and across the country like to see these birds. And oh, here's a nice one. Look at that thing. Walker Jenkins, 42 of 99 for the Fort Myer Mighty Muscles, aka the Twinnies. There you go, Chris. Nice hit, man. That's on card too. Yeah, I don't know why. Like I said, it's just I think it's just a. Oh, you know, it's another good one. From the Earth to the Moon, the miniseries. Which I know it's like it's the most random set of stuff that it's about, but a lot of the episodes in it have a ton of dialogue. So, uh, but these people who do these bird things, like they spend like all this money. It's crazy. They need to be like independently wealthy to do this, and they travel all over the country, and it'll be like, you know, such and such bird is been spotted today in Washington State, and they all jump on airplanes and like fly to Washington to see this one bird. just so they can write it down in their journal and say that they saw it, and they don't even have to prove it. So at the end of the year, there's one of the big birding magazines or whatever every year publishes the results, and it's all just based on truth. Like there, you don't need to take a picture. You don't have to. You just say, "Oh, I saw it." So I, I don't know. It's great, and the people who do it are nuts. I mean, they are. A couple sandwiches short of a picnic. Jack Hurley. Is it? Nice, man. That's a nice auto, man. It's a nice hit. Those aren't easy to hit, those things. Look, man, he's the cover boy. So anyway, I know we're talking about birding, and that's what it's called. Not bird watching, it's called birding. So stupid. Yeah, it shows The Big Bang Theory is another one I can fall asleep to. A lot of dialogue in that, you know. I don't even know that's the dialogue. Sometimes I just think it's certain people's voices for some reason. Just soothing for some. I don't know. It's strange. The worst is when you're like with someone who's like, I need complete silence to go to sleep. And I'm like, yeah, well, this ain't going to work. Cade Morris for the Mets. Just what we need, more Mets. That's a chrome. Also, 18 of 99. This is the first four boxes of a fresh case. The other four for the random are going to come out of this too. And then I think the other one we have scheduled for the eBay this weekend at some point. Matt Shaw. Drew Jones, X Fractor for the Rawhide. And 41 of 75, Jay Bashirs for the Padres. For Robert. Do I need a empty box? What does that mean? I'm not following what you're saying there, Chris. You need an empty box? Dylan Cruz. Slot machines. I've been watching this Vegas Matt guy some recently on Instagram. You guys know who he is? My God, these people in these slot machines are nuts. Cole Young for the Aqua Sox. Lots of chrome in this one. 6 of 150 for the Mariners. For Doug. Oh boy. Did you see that White Sox Angels? they just had. They showed the one game. There was like 17 people at the game. Pathetic. Like I see the White Sox now. I think in Major League. Like maybe they're trying to move out of Chicago or something. Like if they get their attendance low enough, they can move. Bonilla. Luis Lara for the Brew Crew. For Edward. Yeah, but see, I don't really get that, Chris. Like, I mean, I know we talked about this last week, and the Twins are in a playoff race. You know what I mean? Like, I get that it's a weekday, but why would they have so few people? Like, I mean, they're really in a playoff race, right? Aren't they like right? Like, aren't the Tigers like half a game behind them for that last wild card? You think your stadium, like their Twins fans, would be out in droves trying to support them. Like the White Sox and the Angels, that's a whole different story. White Sox are pathetic. Yeah, see Lou Bob. Ariel Castro for the Twins. Ricardo Cabrera for the Reds. The Tortugas. Tortugas. What a great name. And for the Cardinals, Chase Davis to 299 for Ben. $166 of $299. I think the Padres will be okay. They've been looking pretty good lately. I don't want to play him. I know that. Drew Jones. I would not. I don't want to play the Padres right now. Honestly, I don't want the Phillies to play anyone. I just want them to give it to the Phillies. Like, here you go. We're just going to skip the playoffs this year. You guys get it. That'd be nice. I don't know if I can handle another playoff season like the last two. They've been very heart wrenching. After the way the Phillies played the first half of the playoff last year, and then what the rest, then they lost. Like, I still can't forget that. Like, they were dominating the first couple rounds, and then all of a sudden, like they were dominating Arizona, and then all of a sudden overnight they just went. Brakes were on, and that was it. Lee Chrome from the Phils. Back to back to back. Nice. That's awesome when that happens, especially if you're at the game. Justin Morneau. Kendall George, Chrome. Chip in a chair. That's right, Chris. Chip in a chair. Well, it's like anything. I mean, the Phillies have been playing well lately. They haven't, well, the past few days they haven't, but I mean, they've been playing better lately. But it's like anything else. You watch teams that are really hot going into the playoffs. They're the ones who usually win. Jack Hurley for the Hops, aka the D-backs. Robert. And I don't ever worry about the Dodgers. They'll choke themselves somehow. They always do. Dodgers are great in the regular season, but I mean, okay, they won the COVID year. I mean, I can't believe that even counts, but they always find a way to choke. Amirian Boyd. That's the most fun. You want? I always wear minor league hats. Like I have I have one of the Nationals hats on right now, but it's for like their double A team, and it was like a variation hat for like 4th of July a couple years ago. And I always have worn minor league hats for years because that's the most fun. If you ever want to have fun, go shop for hats on MILB.com. They have so many freaking hats. It's crazy. Parker Messick. Because you have every team that has like 8 different uniforms, and then they do variations of stuff and holiday ones and this and that. I mean, there are like hundreds of different hats on there you can choose from. And you can always find something weird that people have never seen before. Savannah Banana. Yeah. Yeah, the Mets I'm a little bit worried about. They've been playing really well too. Sure. I'm an equal opportunity worrier. Yeah, no, the Mets have been playing well. I mean, there's something to be said for playoff experience, which always helps. And you don't know who's going to turn up in the playoffs. You really don't. But yeah, man, they're all playing well. Arizona's playing well. The Padres are playing well. The Mets are playing well. I mean, look, the Phillies, the Dodgers, teams like that, they've been playing well all year. But I mean, these teams are been coming on recently more so. Those are the teams that worry me. Aiden Miller. 22 of 25, Drew Gilbert for Rich. There you go, buddy. More Mets hits out of pro debut. Shocker. Rich, you weren't here, but we had a break last week that there were like 10 or 11 Mets autos in the break. It's crazy. 22 of 25. Nice one. Ariel Castro. I also worry about the Phillies. I think talent wise, the Phillies are as good as anyone, and if they're playing well, I don't worry too much about it. But I got to be honest, I feel like they have so much. They feel like they have so much pressure on them at this point. It's not good. Like after what's happened the last 2 years. Okay, 2 years ago they got in the World Series. Maybe people didn't expect it. They got close. They lost. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Then last year they were dominating. They should have gone to the World Series. They probably should have won the World Series last year. And now, like especially Harper, if especially if you live here and hear the interviews and the this and that, you can tell this guy's like is like he's gonna fall apart if he doesn't win a World Series here. And I'm worried that Jacob Gonzalez, it's too much. Like they're putting so much pressure on themselves to do this that there's no way it's gonna happen. You know. Um, we have a tendency in this city to win championships when we're not supposed to, and we never win them when we are supposed to. Never. What's up, Andrew? And in some ways, it's hurt us in the past. Like, if you look at the Phillies in 2008, they were not supposed to win the World Series that year. They weren't even supposed to be close to winning the World Series that year. And they did, and then they ended up having to pay all these guys, and it really screwed things up for 3 years down the road when they should have won. And like I said, now I'm just worried that these guys, especially Harper being the leader of the team, has so much pressure on himself that it's gonna be too much. I don't know. Caden Wallace for Kansas City. No, I'm either gonna go Saturday or Sunday, one or the other. I have to work tomorrow. I work all day and got breaks tomorrow night. So maybe Saturday, more likely probably Sunday I'll go. Rhett Louder and 52 of 199. Hurston Waltrip for the Bravos. Yeah, that's what I heard. For William. Yeah, that's what Rich was saying earlier. They're doing a reunion thing. Jackson Holiday Chrome. Yeah. It'll be a zoo. Eric Batanti. I don't know. I'm never really huge into the whole meet the guy, get the autograph thing. I don't know why. Like it might have to do with what I've done for a living. Look at this thing. Wow. For the Yankees, 41 of 50, Spencer Jones, chrome gold mini diamond. Look at the Yankees. Tim, nice hit, man. That's a good one. Yeah. I have a Cunningham auto here. Yeah, no, it's a part of the hobby that's not I don't dislike it. It's just not something I've ever gone like I know Rich is big into like going and getting the autographs, which is cool. Like it's just not something I've ever really done a lot of, you know? And like I said, I mean, I've met tons of famous people and athletes and stuff like that in the restaurants over the years, and I've always felt like they just want to be left alone. You know, like I kind of feel bad for them sometimes when I see these. But I mean, they're getting paid. I guess it's like anything else. So, um, yeah, I like to go to those things on the quieter times, like Sunday morning. Not a lot of people there. 22 of 75 at Cuvée for the Rangers. Doc Gooden, yeah. They sold them out already. Yeah, I saw something about that online. There's always stuff there that they have guys selling mystery crap and all that type of stuff. Like I said, I kind of have a bit of a reason. I'm trying to find a Otani auto. So, Angel Genow for the Hillcats, 44 of 150 for Carl. Have a bit of a mission if I choose to accept it. I don't know. We'll see. You have a Doc Gooden rookie autograph you want to get signature signed? That's cool. What is he charging at the show? What does it cost to get Gooden's auto? You should see if he does the what do you call that, TTM or whatever. We used to have a guy who came into the breaks a lot. Who was that? Who was big into TTM? He used to, is that how they say it? Is it TTM when you mail it to the guys? I don't even know what that stands for. TMM or something like that. TTM. Max Anderson. He used to hang out in the breaks a lot, and but he never used to buy the in that often. But he was really big into it. Gosh, what was his name? I haven't seen him in a while. He probably hasn't been in the chat in a year or so, but my gosh, he had everyone. He would, oh yeah, he does it. I have his, you know. And I mean, there's a thing to it. I get, if you're into it, like I get there's got to be a good feeling of accomplishment, you know? Send it out and get it back. You know, that's kind of cool, I guess, but I've never done it once in my life. I don't know. Yeah, through the mail. What is that what it is? That's what TTM is, through the mail? Okay. I never knew that. Like I said, I've never done it. It's not something I ever. God, who was that guy? He used to be in here all the time. He used to talk about it, and I'd always be like, okay, like if anyone's interested, like, I mean, it's cool. Through the mail. I guess I should have figured that out. Jet Williams. Dave Winfield will be at the show. They want 110 for Dave Winfield. Yeah, that's the other thing. Some people I see their prices and I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. I've only ever done that once, and it was with my son for The Walking Dead at a Comic-Con. He has it. It's a poster from, I think it's season 4 that he had signed by both Rick and Carl, Andrew Lincoln, and I don't even remember what Carl's real name is. And I remember we paid for that. I think it was like $100. And my son was like, we have to go and get their autographs, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. We stood in line forever. This is at like the height of The Walking Dead. And went up and said hi, and they were nice enough fellas, you know, like, what are they going to say? And signed it, and thanks for watching the show. All right, take care, man, later. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say to him. Like, will you be my new best friend? I don't know. It's funny, too, because when my son left this year for school, went to move into his house at Tennessee, it's hanging in the basement. And I was like, are you taking it? He's like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, okay. He's like, I didn't take it last year because I didn't want someone to steal it in the dorm. I was like, oh, okay. Makes sense. For Miami, Brock Vredenberg. Mail autograph when I was a kid. Sign a collectible book. Oh, that's cool. Who's got Miami? Robert. If you had 500 to spend, what box of cards would you get? That's a good question. I have to think about that a little bit. I'm sure it would probably be their Bowman product or like a Topps Chrome product of some sort, but you know, nowadays with the cost of cards, I don't know that that's enough to ask that question. Maybe 1,000 is a better number. I don't know. Some stuff's so freaking expensive these days. Luis Lara. Wow. If I had $500 to spend and could buy, there's a time in the past where I would have said like a National Treasures or something like that, but ever since they lost the license, I mean, not that it's necessarily been bad, but just it's kind of different now. Wow, that's actually a really tough question because I'd really have to sit down and think about it. Finest, finest is a good one. Kenny Gomez for the Astros. See, as crazy as it sounds, man, you've flummoxed me with this question a little bit. Now I'm really trying to think. It wouldn't be finest. I know that. I want to say it'd probably be like a Bowman draft or something like that, but I don't even know that 500 can cover a Bowman draft of anything these days. Jackson Churio Chrome. I mean, I'd probably be more into going back and buying like 2011 Tops Update or something like that. I know 500 won't cover that, but like I think it might surprise myself if I really thought about it, or something like that for Trout, or I'd rather take a shot at something like that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Anthony Peguero for the Marlins. Yeah, I mean, either one of those would be fine. I used to love the old um, Bowman Platinum, but the one before, not the one they do now for Walmart, the crappy one. The one they used to do as a hobby box, like back in 2013, 2014. That was a very cool product. I like that a lot. If I could find that, I might go for something like that. Like I don't know that it would necessarily be. It would probably be a little older, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, buy a couple nice graded cards. Yeah, do the 91 Tops. Go for Thomas. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to go with it. That's for sure. It's one of those things too where I think better about that if you put me in front of a wall of cards and then I go, oh, that's what I would get for sure. Like there's a million cards I'm just not even thinking of right now. Elijah Green for the Nationals. I mean, if it had to be from like this year, I would probably be Topps Chrome most likely. Um, Again, it has to do with how you collect. Roman Anthony for the Red Sox. For Jeffrey. Meaning, are you a collector because you want to try and flip something and make money? Are you a collector because you keep things? Are you, I think that plays a role in what you buy, you know? 17. Easy. 71 of 150. And right behind that, Hanley Ramirez also for Boston. 3 of 99. For Topps Chrome, Jumbo, definitely. I would go Jumbo. Hobbies have become a little too formulaic in what they have in them as far as it's like, oh, here's the auto, here's the parallel, here's the, you know what I mean? Like, and Jumbos still are a little more. I mean, yes, you know how many autos you're going to get, but you may get more parallels or whatever. No, I would definitely buy a jumbo. That's just me. Enrique Bradfield Jr. X Factor. Roman Anthony. It's a fun question, that's for sure. It's funny when you go to stores. There's a shop in Hatboro, Pennsylvania called Sports Card Playground in Sanchez, which some of you who are from this area maybe have been there before. It's brother and sister who own it, Heidi and Steve. I think his name's Steve. And I'm sure you guys have all been in a shop like this where you can almost barely not even walk in the shop because there's so many boxes of cards. There's almost like no room to move. And they actually have the shop next door to it too. I mean, it makes me sick because all I do is fight for product from people. I mean, bite, scratch, and claw to get product all the time. And these guys have literally thousands of cases of stuff sitting there. And every time I go there, I just want to be like, you know, you can break me off a case or two. But they have like everything. I mean, there's honestly, you go in there and you just look at the wall and you're like, oh my God, like I haven't seen that in years, you know? Um, so it's funny when you get into a place like that, that's when you're really like, ooh, I would get that, or I would get, you know, because you don't even think of stuff anymore because you haven't seen it in so long, you know? Max Clark Heroes. But if you ever get a chance, it's a good store. Um, if you're ever up in if you're in this part of the world, they certainly will have pretty much anything you can ask for, I think. Alex Sanchez. Yeah, he's a good guy. He doesn't get much product though. He doesn't. I'm just talking strictly from if you want to find product. That's Sports Car Playground is a really good place. No, but he's a good dude too. I know him. There's a few shops up in that area. They are. I like them a lot. They're great people. They're a little pricey, so they're even though they always take care of me, and I don't, you know, they take my tax, my tax license and everything, but they're usually my last stop. If I'm really desperate, that's where I have to go to get something. Hunter Barco for the Pirates. I've been there before. Yes, I've been to Nash Cards. I really don't think there's a card shop within 100 miles of here I haven't been to. I mean, it's very rare I ever buy anything from a card shop, especially not for this. But on a rare occasion, if a delivery gets screwed up or whatever, and I need something in a pinch, Blake Mitchell, they're my place to. I know I can get something from them, even though I'll way overpay for it. There's actually a new shop that's opening in my neighborhood, like literally 4 blocks from my house, when we have a shop about 5 blocks from my house in the other direction. Ugh, it's crazy. Last pack. I mean, it's nice to have them there, but their prices are a bit much. Tommy Troy. All right. That's everything. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for going to the website. Let's do a quick hit recap. I know, like I said before, I know there was only, I haven't looked tonight, but there was only a couple teams left in the Bowman Chrome Pick Your Team, like literally like 2 or 3 teams left. Um, so if we get that filled, we can do that tomorrow, along with anything else that fills up over there. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Is it 5 teams? Really? I thought it was less than that. Really? All right. Well, maybe 5 teams. Do, 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 do. I'm just checking something. Give me a sec. I must have been thinking of the other one. All right. Yeah, 5 teams left. Oh, I must have been thinking of pro debut. All right. Well, shit happens. All right. Let's do a hit recap for 2024 Topps Pro Debut number 192. We did have a Jackson Holiday Chrome. X Fractors of Enrique Bradfield, Ariel Castro, Drew Jones, and Rainer Arias. Numbered parallels, Calvin Harris to 175, Cole Young to 150, Angel Janau to 150, Hanley Ramirez to 99, Dylan Head to 199, Hurston Waltrip to 199, Cuvée to 75, Bashirs to 75, and Teamer Johnson to 75. Autographs. Obice, Laverde, Collier, Laura, Hurley, Wallace, Cox, Bradenberg, and Barco. And then numbered autographs, Roman Anthony to 175, Anthony Piguero to 299, very nice Spencer Jones to 50, and a very nice Drew Gilbert to 25. Chase Davis to 299, Cade Norris to 99, Walker Jenkins to 99, very nice, and Brandon Winokur to 175. Is it 175 or 199? No, I'm sorry, 199. 175 on the non-autos, 199 on the autos. All righty, that is gonna do it. All right, folks, again, thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow night with a bunch of eBay breaks and maybe some more website if you guys are interested. Everybody have a safe and healthy night out there, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Oh.